it seemed like you're settling for the three-point shot a lot instead of trying to, late third quarter, fourth, it seemed like there was more of an impetus to attack the lane. Was the amount of three-point shots okay with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing, for me was I felt like we played the right way. I really did.
You just didn't think you shot well?
We didn't shoot the ball well. I thought I don't actually see what the numbers look like analytically, but I thought we generated, I think we had 7 or 8 corner threes. You're not going to bypass those in the first half. We moved the ball. We generated good shots. We got to take those threes. I think one of the things we had talked about is the decision-making in the paint, where we've had a hard time at times finishing or getting shots blocked, or we settle for those rim paint shots. They're just like, for us, they're a 44% shot. I thought we did a lot of really good things in terms of the ball movement. Now, I do think that, and again, I'm not making any excuses for our guys, we have to work to find our rhythm. And what I mean by that is when you start to get these guys coming back, I think I mentioned is we started getting guys back. It's about guys trying to find a rhythm, their balance, rotations, all that stuff. It is going to take some time for these guys to be able to do that. We have to work, all of us, coaches, players, to find that rhythm. I think we played downhill. I thought we made better decisions on the kickouts. We had some that we probably could have sprayed that we didn't. But for the most part, we'd gotten into a situation where it's been several games now where we're getting like 28, 27, 29 three-point shots, and our opponents are taking 40, 45, 50, and it's like really, really hard to overcome those numbers when all your shots are in the paint or you're taking those runners and floaters. And we as a team, because we haven't been great finishing at the rim, we've gotten shots blocked. That has got to be a growth for us, that we at least make some decisions in the paint. I thought we did a better job of that.
The three-point shooting has been down over the last 10 years just in terms of percentage. How can a team kind of get out of a slump like that?
I'm anxious to see. I just think that, Kevin shot the ball well tonight, but, there's guys that are coming back. I mean, you guys have seen him long enough. If Coby White gets up 10 three-point shots, I'm fine with that. But, and I told you guys this before, I say he's going to have some grace with himself. And I understand the standard he holds himself to, but you just can't be in and out dealing with a calf and just expect to pick up pick up where you left off. And, we're starting to get the guys back. Hopefully I can get back next game, but we haven't played whole, and there's probably, I think that the shot creation or generation during that stretch of injuries, in my opinion, was just totally unsustainable. I think the way we played tonight is a sustainable style because even though we shot the ball incredibly poorly, we gave ourselves a chance. They had 52 points in the first half. Now, I've walked off the floor plenty of times when we've given up 140. And I've said before the game, they're a really talented offensive team. Murphy and Fears and Jones and obviously Zion. They've got a lot of talented offensive guys. And Poole's on their team coming off the bench now. And, I thought we had some opportunities where the game got relatively close. And you know what? They got some good breaks. They had a lot of shots rattle off the backboard and rattle in and find their way in the basket. That happened. And again, I'm not not disappointed that we didn't win the game. I don't mean it that way, but we're going to have to, as a group, find our rhythm as players come back. And to me, I look at, okay, what's sustainable? I don't think the way we played, and I think I mentioned this to you guys after the Charlotte game. The Charlotte game in the first half was an unsustainable style of play. Just was. We had 9 turnovers. I think we had 9 assists. And in the second half, we had 20 assists, and we moved the ball, and we generated better shots. The thing that we can control is we can control the shot, what kind of shots we create and generate for each other. And we've got to be a team that's got to generate and create good shots. Now, I'm anxious to see what our potential assists were tonight, what our paint touch numbers were. But, listen, they tried to keep us out of the paint because they were switching everything, which was great, and we did a pretty good job attacking it. And we got a lot of times got the ball, inside to Vooch. I thought he got kind of doubled. They came down on me, threw it back out. We just had a really bad shooting night. And I'm the first one to say it's not a make or miss league, because if you're not shooting the ball well, you got to give yourself a chance to win. And as poorly as we shot, except them making a couple threes late, it was basically a one. We're there. We're going to have to find ways to win games in the mud when we don't shoot it well. But I thought defensively we tried to compete pretty well, and we gave ourselves a chance. That's one of those kind of games where you have that first half shooting that we shot, and we score whatever it was, 46 or 48 points or whatever it was, and you give up 65 or 70, and it's a 25-point game. Like, our defense in the first half kept us in the game. We got to find ways. We're not going to always shoot the ball well, but I do think, in fairness to these guys, with all the guys that have been out, we got to find a rhythm. Now, that's our responsibility to work for it, but, again, if Coby White can get off 10 threes every game, that is good for us. I'm living with him doing that. Same thing with Huerter and these other guys when they're open. If they're open, they got to shoot the basketball. We can't get to the paint every single time and make a layup, because if that's all we're doing, we're going to be up against it, because we're not going to make enough of them. And we're going to miss out on some opportunities analytically to be able to survive against teams that are taking a lot of threes. And I thought our three generation today was pretty good. We took what the defense gave us.
What did you see from Wallace? In the first half, he didn't play a lot. He only took 5 shots today. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I think it was a game where the ball got kind of sprayed out to some spots. The ball didn't find him necessarily on a couple plays, which was fine. I thought he tried to defend. I thought he came up with some loose basketballs. He tried to do rebounds. Sometimes when your scoring's not there, you got to find other ways to impact the game. We did have a couple possessions with him that were hard matchups where we probably got down there a little bit too late to help him, because Zion was guarding him, and there was a couple missed shots and led to transition, which led to him having to guard Zion, and probably needed to get there a little bit more to help him. The other part was, because we shot the ball poorly, I was trying, Kevin shot it well. I was trying to get Coby. I was trying to keep some shooting on the floor. But then the other part of it was, too, is like we also needed Patrick and Isaac to guard Zion when he was coming back in. So we kind of made a decision even before the game that we were going to put a bigger body on him and didn't want to necessarily have to go trap the whole game.
They kind of told me that they wanted me to shoot more threes, and get up more threes. And I thought all but maybe 2 was great looks for me. And a lot of them felt good coming off my hand. They were either short or long or in and out. So I can't control whether they go in and out. Go in. But if I had, to go back, I'd take those same shots again. I just got to continue to work to find that rhythm for the 3-point range. But I feel like, those were the most open looks I got since I've been back. So, and I feel like as a team, we got a lot of open looks tonight. The ball just didn't go in for me. So
It sounds like you guys are maybe rebalancing, recalibrating kind of the shots that you're looking for, maybe trying to, like you said, up that 3-point volume. Why is that?
You got every game gonna be different. We knew playing against New Orleans, they like to pack the paint and take away the rim. So for us, we got a lot of threes, but there was a lot of open threes too. And like I said, the shots just didn't fall tonight. We competed at a high level. I felt like we only gave up 112, whatever, how many points. And we competed. It's just some nights the shots ain't gonna fall, and then those are nights we got to figure out how to get over that hump. When we cut it to 1 or we take the lead by a couple points, we got to figure out how to, get over that hump on nights like this. So, yeah.
How do you get into a rhythm? Is it just playing?
I think just continuing to stack games together. I've been in and out, not playing back-to-back so far this season. So I'll play a game. If it's a back-to-back, I'll sit, and then I'll sit. So I'll be sitting like 2 or 3 days. So I think just stacking games together and continue to get that in that rhythm. It'll come. Like it always, the one thing I've learned since I've been in the NBA, the first one that ever told me this was Zach LaVine. It'll all even out. So we got a lot of games left. It's gonna all even out. So I'm not putting too much into it. I know who I am as a player, and I know what I've done. In the league, I'm around that 37% range. So it'll even out. It'll get back to that. It's just gonna take some time.
Probably because of all the injuries that you guys had. I think they said the starting 5 tonight, you only played like about 20 minutes combined or something like that.
And we all half of us on minute restrictions.
Yeah. Is it hard to just get that chemistry back because of all that?
No, like I said, tonight we moved the ball well. I think we had carryover from the second half in Charlotte. We wanted to focus on moving the ball and making the extra pass and getting to the paint, kicking out. And I feel like we did that. So I feel like, it's not too much to put too much into it about like chemistry and stuff like that. I just think we have these past like 3 weeks, we've had so many guys in and out that it's just like everybody has to find their rhythm, and it's gonna take time, but we ain't got a lot of time on our side, so we got to figure it out as quickly as possible.
So much of shooting his legs. Are the calves affecting you at all on your jumper?
Nah, I think, like I said, tonight, they was either short or long, so I tried to adjust. Just getting in that rhythm of playing, getting stacking games together helped me a lot. Tonight, in terms of my win, though, it's probably the best I have felt in terms of my win getting up and down. So I just got to my flashlight, man. I just got to continue to, stack reps, stack games together, and then, figure out, go back, look at my shots, maybe find a reason why I'm missing. Maybe I'm leaning, maybe I'm not, any type of thing, and then just recalibrate it and get in the gym, recalibrate, and move on to the next game.
What are you seeing happening in late game scenarios defensively? I feel like they were just able to kind of get to the rim at will.
Yeah, they got really good players, especially one-on-one players, isolation players with Poole and with JP and Fears. So I felt like towards the end there, throughout the entire game, I feel like we was helping each other, and we was in the shifts and we was in the gaps, and then towards the end there, we got kind of spread out, and so it opened up lanes to drive. Give any player in this league, especially guards of their caliber, a bunch of space to work. Like, it's going to be tough as a defender. So we got to just stick with what we do. I think the last couple of minutes we kind of all got spread out, and then we Fears hit like one possession, 5 different in and outs between. So it was just hell of a moves by him. And like I said, you give a ball handler in this league that much space, it's tough. It's tough to guard on the island. So I feel like just getting in those gaps and staying consistent with that, and sometimes you got to give up something. And if it's a contested 3 above the break, then you just got to get that up. So, and it's also we gave up. I think Zion had like 3 offensive boards at the end of the game, and we got to just figure out how to get stops, but also come down when we do make a miss at the end of the game. Just come down with those boards. So it's as a collective. It's not on one guy. It's on all of us to get in there, especially at the end of the game, because by that time, everybody crashing. Everybody crashing. So we all got to get in there and help out.
This is obviously a tough stretch for you guys. How do you make sure you guys stay committed to the work on the off days and stay connected? How do you as a leader make sure that stays intact?
Just keep doing what we're doing. Like I said tonight. Like I said earlier this week when we had those practices, we just wanted to see carryover, and sometimes that carryover might not result in the win. And then in Charlotte it did, and then tonight it didn't. But I feel like we did some good things on both ends of the floor in terms of moving the ball and having each other's backs for the majority of the game. So like I said, you can't get too down. In this league, you can never get too high or too low. You just got to stay even keel as a team. And I think a lot of us, we're in that middle range in terms of age-wise, and a lot of us, been in the league a decent amount of years. So we understand that. So for us, we just got to continue to trust the work that we put in, and then continue to have that carryover, and then it'll translate over to, we'll be on the winning side.
A little work to do on my wind, but body felt good, legs felt good.
It looked like you guys got a lot of shots that you liked. As a team, you didn't shoot a great percentage. What did you see out there offensively?
Yeah, we did, especially in that first half. I think we kept telling each other that. Like, we thought we were getting the right looks. We were playing the right way. Just some nights they don't fall, and I felt like that was definitely the story in the first half. What's
This stretch like? Obviously, you've lost 8 of 9, and guys have been in and out of the lineup. There hasn't been a lot of flow or rhythm this season of late. How do you make sure you guys stay connected and committed to the work that is needed? Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I think it's definitely frustration. I think the guys are doing a good job of staying up, and we're 25 games into this. Like, there's still so much of the season left, and we got to stay together. But I think there's a lot of frustration of, we could play better. So we just got to continue to stay with it. Show up tomorrow and do our job, and just try to get better as a group.
How hard is it to be in and out of the lineup for you, and then also with other guys coming in and out, reacclimating to everybody? What are the challenges with that? Yeah, you just can't. It's hard to catch a rhythm as a team. Some of our coaching staff talked about after the game, and it's not an excuse. Every team has to overcome injuries, but it feels like we're just swapping guys out in and out of games, and so
hopefully we can catch some luck here, get some guys in the lineup for consistent amount of time, and just get some time playing with each other, try to catch a rhythm, play some better basketball.
I know the rhythm is probably a lot of it in terms of kind of the shooting slump that you guys are in right now from three, but are there any like tricks, anything that kind of helps a team, a shooter individually to get out of a slump like that?
Really, the work usually helps, staying in the gym, finding confidence in yourself and trying to give teammates that same confidence. And our offensive output over the last 10 games or so, that's not us, and I don't think that's us. And I think everyone has to stay together and continue to try to figure it out.
Coby and Billy both talked about part of this was just kind of who New Orleans is as an opponent, but that shot diet being a little bit different today. Do you feel like you guys maybe need to balance things a little bit more and kind of get that 3-point volume up a little bit?
Yeah, it's whatever coaching staff thinks, and we're only the best teams to get into the rim. It could be something that changes game by game. There's been a couple times where just volume of threes that other teams have gotten that I think it's tough to overcome, with some of the shots we've been taking, but that can vary game by game. And guys in this locker room have to continue to play to their strengths. So I think our coaching staff is doing a good job of balancing that, but it's, I think, something we're continuing to look at.
Billy's talked about like lack of transition offense, just like not being able to get out as much as you want. From your perspective and just like as a group, what do you guys need to do better to be out in transition more?
Yeah, that needs to be our strength. It's something we talk about a lot. Almost after every game, we're looking at transition points, both what we gave up and what we're doing. And it was a strength of this group. Last year it was a strength of this group to start the year. And we just got to commit to it. We got to continue to see it on film. We got to box out and we got to get out. The guys got to be unselfish, get themselves up, get down the court. Puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense. It's where you see Giddy and Coby, these guys playing the open court and really get to the rim. And it's a strength of ours we have to continue to try to work on.
Is it like a mindset thing more than anything else? Almost like you just have to be really committed to doing that, and sometimes that falters.
Yeah, I think it is. It is. Game by game. Again, it'll help with fresh bodies. I think that was how we, again, go back to just how we started the year when we were playing. We're on that little streak. We're bringing in fresh bodies. Guys are playing in and out. We're playing fast. And when you can do that, you can play fast. And we just continue to try to get back to that.
You mentioned you got to get your game conditioning back. Did you surprise yourself with the way you shot it? Because shooting so much of legs, and
yeah, I mean, sometimes when you're out, I'm taking more shots a day than I think I would on a normal practice day when you have to work on everything else and chill and all that. So rehab's boring, man. Like, I know people know, like, rehab is boring. It sucks. It's when you get back on the court and you're in your regular routine of playing games and like, this is what's fun. Like, you want to be out there. So I had a lot of time in the gym and individuals, me by myself, just taking shots, and so it feels good right now. Just gotta keep it going.
Did they give you any sense of how long a minutes restriction will last for you?
They didn't. I'm going to do my best to fight that as much as I can.